sun is beautiful. Good morning, everyone. It's day 4 on the AT. What a beautiful morning. Woke up, heard birds singing this morning. I didn't do any filming because there were 2 other backpackers in the same area where I set up my tent. Wanted to be respectful of the noise. But it's 38 degrees this morning when I woke up. Man, that sun feels good. Looks like we're in for a beautiful day. Forecast says 58 with the sun. I imagine it will feel quite a bit warmer. If it's anything like yesterday, it's just going to be a terrific day. I had a small breeze this morning. Feels terrific. I still haven't seen any wildlife, but I'm not discouraged. I know there's going to be some. I'm most interested in finding wildlife to share with the students at Grandview Elementary and anyone else that maybe doesn't get to see a lot of wildlife on a regular basis. I am headed to Low Gap Shelter today. Should be an easy 11.9 mile day. I'm actually a day ahead of schedule, and that schedule being the plan that I'd sort of laid out for myself. You know, it's good to have a plan, but it's also good to have contingencies. So I've planned out, you know, what a perfect through-hike would be in terms of miles per day and projected stops all the way from here to Maine. And but I understand that it is not going to be perfect by any means. But it's good to have that plan, at least from my perspective. It allows me sufficient time, at least my plan allows me sufficient time to focus on the journey and not the destination. So my plan laid out a comfortable schedule to allow for such things and still finish within the time I had allotted myself. So anything that adds to that time, in my opinion, is just an added bonus. So looking forward to today. That being said, I'm gonna focus on the journey this morning, and I hope to find lots of good video of the trail along the way. We'll see you out there. these downhills can get a little rough. I am much faster on the uphills than I am on the downhills, but that's okay. It is not a race. And just like that, oh, look at that. This is what my office looks like this morning. That is just a beautiful tree. Love that sun over in this corner too.
Yep, get a little flare going.
That's awesome.
Where'd you guys start at?
You got the little one. That's so cool.
Say hi.
Where'd you guys start at?
Today we started at.
Neel's Gap today.
Where you guys from?
I'm from Maine.
Maine, okay, cool.
He's from Ohio.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
Cincinnati area.
Very cool.
Have you done Blood Mountain yet?
Hey everybody. I am still on my way to Low Gap Shelter. I'm walking with Crocs. Again, actually he's walking with Crocs. I'm walking with him. But man, it's a beautiful day. We did encounter a suspicious person on the trail. I'll say a little bit more about that later. But I guess what I want to really say is this is everyone's trail. No one should feel unsafe on the Appalachian Trail. And the backpacking community is a tight community. So we learned about this individual from two woman backpackers, and they told the right people. So Crocs and I actually met this gentleman, let him know. In fact, I'm gonna even restate that. Crocs and I met this perv, and we let him know that we were aware of him. And as we go today, we're making it known to anyone else that we see, sharing photos, as well as reporting it to both the ATC and Ramdino. If you're not already watching Ramdino on the trail, you need to check him out.
Ramdino rocks.
I'll put a link to Ramdino's channel in the description of this video. But Ramdino is pretty much the news board, the sounding block, and an earpiece, if you will, for the hiker community, especially along the Appalachian Trail. And so this individual is becoming real famous real quick. Anyway, we are desperately grasping on to the beautiful day, the beautiful weather, and the beautiful scenery, because if we let that one individual ruin our hike, it'd be a miserable day. So we're clinging onto this little bit of joy walking on the trail.
Yeah. Get outside, everybody.
Boy, especially on a day like today. So that being said, we'll check in later. I'm going to focus on walking because Crocs is tired of me slowing him down.
You're doing great, man.
everybody, I made it to Low Gap Shelter. It's just after 1 o'clock. I've got plenty of time if I wanted to keep hiking. My body is a bit tired today. It's 7.4 miles to the next shelter. And so I think this is where I'm gonna be staying tonight. It's looking pretty good. I don't expect to be alone for too long. Nice water source right next to the shelter. Nice little open area. Last crew cleaned it out at least. Picnic table. Well, this is home for the night. Well, everybody, change of plans. I've decided I'm gonna try pushing on to Blue Mountain. So another 7.4. It was just too early in the day. So we're going to see how my first day of really pushing miles goes for me. I'm not feeling too bad. If I was feeling too terribly bad, I just wouldn't go. But this is, yeah, we're gonna do this. I do not want to jinx it, but this section of trail that I am on is so smooth. I've been keeping about a 2.5 mile pace so far these last 3.5 days. Since I decided to extend my walk today past Low Gap Shelter into Blue Mountain, I'm on this stretch of trail. I'm doing a 2.8. So yeah, this is a really, really good stretch of trail. It's making me feel good about my decision. I hope I'm not jinxing it. Well, everybody, it is the end of day 4. I made it all the way to Blue Mountain Shelter. All in all, I don't have the exact mileage. I think it was an 18.6 mile day. I did hear one of the other hikers say it was a 19 mile day, but I will look and get the official mileage here in a little bit. But it was a good day. I did say that I would talk more about the incident that had occurred today. So two women hikers were sitting at a gap today, and just to be nice, we said hello as we walked by, and then they told us to watch out for somebody that was suspicious, and then they had relayed that, you know, this individual really made them uncomfortable. And while they were in camp, they had recorded video of him trying to peek into their tent. One of them even said that while they were sitting outside, he'd actually come up and like started touching one of their hair. And once you start putting your hands on somebody without their permission, it's just not acceptable. So we got the dude's description, and we saw him at the top of the hill between Hogpin Gap and Tenseta Gap, I believe, and actually saw the guy and let him know very quickly that we knew what he was up to. got his photo, informed him that we were going to share it with every other backpacker that we saw, which we have. Gave it to the ATC, the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, and I did send a copy to Ramdino as well. The women backpackers, unfortunately, and rightfully so, they decided that they were going to get off trail that day and go stay at a hostel. It's unfortunate that that had to happen and that they were exposed to that, and because this is everyone's trail, and I would, to those two women backpackers, I really do hope that this doesn't discourage them from continuing. They said that they were going to consider, think about everything and then make a decision later. But to anyone else coming up on the trail, there are inhumane people in this world, but I can assure you that the positive humanity that I have experienced in just 4, quick days far outweighs incidents of bad actors out on the trail. And so there is good things to be had about hiking in groups. Even if you're solo hiking, you can still hike with or near someone. That being said, there are avenues out there to report suspicious activity to the ATC, to folks like Ramdino that broadcast to the hiker community, or even your local law enforcement offices, especially if somebody is touching you. And so keep that in mind. And but what could have been a negative day really did become a positive, because it weighed with me, but I actually used that as fuel today, and which is why I went about a little over 7 miles further than I had previously expected. It took a while for that to leave my thoughts, but it is behind me. It was good to know after I had arrived here that word had already gotten out. Hikers here had actually encountered this individual earlier on their hike. Others had heard the word about this person, and so word travels on the Appalachian Trail. It only takes one backpacker to hear something, share it with a shuttle driver. They will share it with every other shuttle driver. Share it with a hostel owner. They will share it with every other hostel owner. And pretty soon, anybody that acts like that is persona non grata to the Appalachian Trail. And if they haven't broken the law, they will be very encouraged to get off trail themselves, because this is just not that type of community, as if there is one. Anyway, it ended up being a beautiful day. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a sunset. It looks like we might have a sunrise in the morning. Tomorrow's destination, it could be a short day tomorrow. Tray Mountain Shelter is only 8 miles away. The next one is 13 miles after that. So I'm not ready, I think, for a 23-mile day. So could be a short trip to Tray Mountain Shelter tomorrow. But as is every day, I will let my body and the trail decide how far I go tomorrow. That being said, everybody, have a great night. I'm Bricks.